Courts award late Biafran leader Ojukwu'S will to Bianca and throws out first son, Debe's case. The lawsuit initiated by the late Chief Dr. Debe Odumegwu Ojukwu, who claimed to be the first son of the late Biafran leader Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, against Ikemba's widow, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, has been thrown out by the Enugu State High Court owing to lack of merit. Debe has gone to court challenging the authenticity of Ikemba's will, arguing that as the first son of the late Biafra leader, his name was supposed to be contained in the will, which his name was not therein. Debe further claimed that Ojukwu'S will was tampered with and sought from the court for an order restraining the defendant, Mrs. Bianca Odumegwu Ojukwu, from interfering with the administration of the estate of the late Ikemba. As well as a declaration that Ojukwu died without writing any will, he also claimed entitlement to letters of administration of the late Odumegwu Ojukwu'S estate. The Biafra leader, Ojukwu, died on November 26, 2011. His wife, Bianca, who is the first defendant in the case, as well as Mr. James Ezike, the second defendant, were named within Ojukwu'S will as trustees and executors of his estate. Debe brought the matter to court in 2013, challenging the validity of the late Ojukwu'S will, insisting that he was the first son of the deceased but was not mentioned or acknowledged in the will. The issues determined by the court were whether the plaintiff had adduced enough evidence to establish that he was the son. The deceased had been acknowledged as such by the deceased in his lifetime, and whether the deceased's will was properly and validly made, and were entitled to benefit from the estate of the deceased, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. The plaintiff, Chief Debe Odumegwu Ojukwu, died in 2018 while the matter was still pending in court, but his two daughters, Nene Grace and Obiani Jutera, applied for substitution in the suit, which, though challenged by counsel to the defendants, Mrs. Emeka Onyemelukwe and Ngozi Abafo, was allowed by the court. Delivering judgment on the matter, which lasted for over 2 hours on Wednesday, Justice Onovo held that from all the evidence presented before the court, the plaintiff was not able to prove that he was acknowledged by the late Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu in the course of his lifetime as his biological son. According to the judge, it is prerogative of a man to recognize a child born out of wedlock as his child, maintaining that acknowledgement of paternity could also be inferred from certain facts by a father towards a purported son and were not evident in the instant case. The plaintiff had averred that he had been recognized by groups, associations, and other members of society as a son of the late Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. But the judge queried, can public opinion be the sole basis of determining the paternity of a child born out of wedlock? I do not think so. The plaintiff also challenged the validity of the will of Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, citing some typographical errors and signatories, and seeking for a declaration that Dim Chukwuemeka Ojukwu died in estate. The court, after examination of all evidence presented before, held that the will and codicil were properly and validly made and valid in the eyes of the law. On the eyes of the children of the plaintiff to challenge Ojukwu'S will, the court held that in order to have the locals to challenge the will, they must first prove that they are the grandchildren of the late Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, entitled to the benefit accruing therefrom. Since in the suit initiated by the plaintiff, their father, he was unable to prove himself to be a son of the Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, then on what basis would the children of the plaintiff be challenging the will of the letter? Having failed to prove this, they have no beneficiary interest through their father, Chief Dr. Debe Odumegwu Ojukwu, in the estate of the late Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, and there is therefore no merit to the case, Justice Onovo declared. Please let me say this. There's a lot of things that have a lot of various angles to this particular case. There's an angle coming from, men learn how to take responsibility of if you do something, learn how to take responsibility of it. Number one, you understand? Women too, they get their own part in it. I don't know how to come into this matter because we don't know. Now there is a man who is now late. there is a man who is now late that is coming out to say his father was the late, Ojukwu, the popular Ojukwu, now the leader of Biafra, the late leader of Biafra. Do you understand? And then the man come outside and say he's the son. Now, it was not proven that he's actually the son. But I know that it might be true, it might not be true. But if the man came out later and what's it called? How go you talk this kind of thing I won't talk now? I don't know how to enter this matter. It get as the matter be from out. Because I know say some people now go start to the point hands immediately to the woman, say, this one, that one, this one. All these second wives at times could be something else. The truth of the matter is that Debe is Ojukwu's biological son, but this something about his father that made him to disown him in that will. Oh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know anyone. Even the person where they come, how sure are we that it is the truth? A boy grows up to be a man, then he asks after his father. He desires to meet his father, only to be told he got no right because he's a child born out of velos. Whose fault? The child's? The Pharaoh's judge is the most high God and not human psychology. Yes, all this same for no day like this. If the man they alive, if Ojukwu they alive, you go fit come outside and talk. So okay, you are my son. Or maybe you didn't trust him enough, or maybe just like somebody said, you did something to him, and he was disowned. But I don't understand the case. If truly the guy is the first son and the name is not in the will, it doesn't change anything. But African law, Shade Ojukwu we are talking about has family members who knows the guy as his first son. He and his father may not be pally because of the stubbornness, but if really the family can testify that the boy is Ojukwu's son, then I see no reason why your family could not bring peace. Could not bring peace to the family and settle the issue since they know the reputation of the father is at stake. My dear, see, that is what I'm telling us now. Please write and protect your will. Write and protect your will. If possible, one of the will, if you and your wife, be party, your wife, or maybe one of your brothers, if you get one of the will, maybe your wife, you understand? She knows where the will is, and one will now be with a lawyer. You understand? This is to avoid, or even if you print them in different copies. I mean, different, what's it called, more than 2 copies. There should be maybe 3 people feel hold them if the man no trust people when they with. But I don't see why this should be a very big deal, Sha, if you ask me. I don't see why it should be. The man is supposed to trust, Trust is supposed to be existing amongst family members. I don't think so. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.